is it?
No, right.
So, so that's, yeah.
That's the male-female. That's the male-female thing. That's very interesting.
Yep.
Managers, booking agents, some bands. How often would you be experiencing that as a venue manager, female venue manager?
Look, I'd probably say, I would think it would nearly be maybe once a month.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe once a month you get someone through who's, not the best at dealing with women in authority.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you get a band member who's not like there'll be one particular band member who you can tell is not like used to dealing with women. So yeah, and you quickly find the person in the band who is okay with dealing with you, and you basically work with them and you don't worry about that other person.
Yeah. And so what does it look like when you've got those people? Are they just is it all body language and tone of voice, or is it people?
Yeah. It's body language, it's tone of voice, it's the way they speak.
Right.
So if somebody says something inappropriate, I call them out these days.
Yes.
Because I'm just over it. I will not, put up with being spoken to or about in a degrading manner. And the same if I see somebody speaking about a male inappropriately or behaving inappropriately, I will not put up with it. I will call it out.
Right.
But I'm probably a lot older than some of the people in the music industry, so I don't know whether that's an age thing or a confidence thing, but I'm just over it. I'm just over people being disrespectful of each other.
Yes. That's right. Have you ever received, for example, hints that you should leave the industry?
Hints that I should leave the industry? No, not really. I've got to say that the females that I know in the industry my age have been amazingly supportive, and the males that I know in the industry my age have been amazingly supportive. There's only that one incident with that musician who was a regular patron who, perhaps made me feel, and even every now and then after that incident, I still doubt myself because of that. But that was a really, 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 really bad incident, really bad example. Generally, no, and anybody who is negative in that way, they perhaps don't understand our venue.
Yes.
They don't know me, and they don't know our area.
Right. You just described a few moments ago. You just said, it's made me doubt myself. That even that one incident.
Yeah.
So, from all of your experience, you've been working in the music industry obviously for quite some time, in various ways, and obviously now in the venue management. But you're not a young, a young person just starting out. So you've got a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk? Could you talk a little bit more about the fact that these kinds of aggressive incidents impact you emotionally?
Oh, yeah. They make you realise how vulnerable you can be.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and I just kept thinking to myself, if I'd been a young girl down there and this guy was acting this way, you know, I wouldn't have known what to do.
Mm.
It's impacted my confidence in what I do because I'm frightened now of something like that happening again.
Right.
There's this underlying fear that, you know, that person is going to come back.
Yes.
And, you know, how are you going to feel? Like it's an underlying anxiety. And the other thing is I feel more vulnerable in that position now because of that. You know, so I now make sure that that radio, when I'm down there on my own, doesn't leave my hand.
Yes.
You know, it's glued to my hand, whether I'm standing behind the counter, standing out the front talking to somebody, or, you know, just walking around in our little foyer space, you know, having a drink of water or whatever. The radio has to be near me, has to be on me, on my person.
Yes.
Because it was such a specific thing, like blaming me for the downfall of the local music scene.
Yes.
It made me then doubt what I was putting on in the venue.
Yes.
You know, what I was doing with the venue, what I had done. It made me think, have I done enough? Do I need to do more? Like where my husband and I are already exhausted from everything that we do to try and get the right bands and create the right environment and get the right deals with the booking agents and the musicians. You know, deal with people coming in that don't want to pay money to see 4 bands and, you know, refusing people entry, all those kinds of things. I'm now just that little bit more doubtful of myself as to whether I'm doing the right thing or not. I'm doubtful of my own personality with people when they come to the venue.
Yes.
Am I being friendly enough?
Yes.
You know? Or am I being stern enough? Like, it's just, it confuses the hell out of me sometimes. And yeah, like I just feel like I'm sucking it up, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm, you know, really trying to reaffirm those things that it's not my fault. I haven't done anything wrong. What I'm doing with the venue is great. The bands that I'm booking are fine. The community likes what I'm doing. It's just this one person who was, you know, intoxicated and being unrealistic, and, you know, thought they thinks they know everything about the live music scene, but they don't.
Mm.
And, you know, I have to keep, you know, almost like a mantra, like, you know, weekly, like, whenever those thoughts creep into my head that I'm feeling vulnerable and I'm not doing a good enough job, I have to remember what other good people have said to me, that yes, I am doing a great job, don't give up.
Yes.
You know, we really like coming to your venue, we feel safe, and, you know, what you're doing is great for our area. So, yeah, I hope that
makes sense.
That answers that.
Yeah, makes sense. I think I have one more question, which goes back to the issue that you raised at the very beginning, to do with the organisation that the peak body that would no longer, who refused to come to your festival because of your inability to meet their equity and diversity targets.
Yep.
Have you become aware at all that